Hey guys, I want to talk to you about Rubik from Francis Menotti. Been reading some of the comments and things going around different forums and from different critics, and I wanted to kind of address maybe some of these puzzles. And let's just keep this video to ourselves. I didn't make this public, I made this just for you. So there's a couple of things people have been talking about. One, they've been talking about the cube itself and saying that, well, it's an older cube, and it kind of locks up, it kind of jams up. And I took it apart. This is some sort of older Shengshao model, but I'm not sure which one. And it does seem to not go quickly. I've never had the pieces pop out on me. So what I could say is there's a couple different things we could do to fix this. First of which, I think the easiest route to fix this would just be lubricant, okay? And you know how to take a Rubik's Cube apart, right? You just twist the top and pop it. And then you just remove the top layer, or you can just remove these first three edge pieces, and then that'll give you access to the entire cylinder, the puzzle in the core. And I would just go out to one of the cube, speed cube sites. There's a couple out there like Cubicle US, and I would just buy some lubricant. Lubricant's like a couple bucks. They'll mail it to you, and it's probably a good thing to have if you're ever going to do cube magic anyway, because cubes are always going to get dusty and grungy. So I'd lube it up, or take the entire thing apart and just really clean off every piece, make sure there's no plastic residue or dust, and lubricate the entire inside and put it back together, and see if that solves your problem. That would probably solve 99% of issues that people are having with this. It'll just clean it up, make it a lot faster. Maybe these cubes have been sitting in a warehouse for years and years and years, and they got them because they were inexpensive. So, I mean, that's possible, right? So I would say just try some lubricant and see if that helps. Second thing you could try, and this is more work, but buy a cube that matches your cube system. So if you're already doing cube magic and you have a cube system currently, like I have the Rubik's Dream stuff, I would go buy the RD cube. I would buy a replacement RD cube. They're like 10 bucks. Comes to me in the mail. I would then take a Sharpie marker, make my own numbers, and then make my gimmick match with extra pieces I've got lying around, and then rig my cube to work with it. That's the most I'm going to say without giving too much away. Then I've got a handwritten cube. And I could say in my pattern, I made this myself, right? So that's kind of believable. Otherwise, you know, where did this come from? Otherwise, you could say, you know, my wife got me this. It's a Sudoku cube. She thought that I like puzzles and that I wanted to just stare at this all day. I've tried to work with it, but I can't figure it out. So let's do something different with this. And so that's where I would get into a routine. And I was thinking about the magic square dilemma and how the magic square would fit into all of this. And I think what I've decided is I'm going to throw the magic square aspect out and use this strictly as an any card to any number. But an any card to any number where I know the number. But the spectator thinks it's randomized. And really in this routine I have two outcomes. I have an outcome for an audience and then an outcome for one-on-one. So obviously the first thing you're going to do is you're going to have the spectator pick a card. You're going to go through your card routine, and then you're going to move into the cubic routine. So let's say I would hand this to the spectator, tell them about my wife got me a Sudoku cube and I can't figure it out, it's impossible, but let's use this for something else. I want you to mix this up. So the spectator mixes it up, they do their best, you know, they do all that blah, blah, blah. And then you kind of do it like a card trick. And there's a lot of card tricks where we turn our back and ask them to return the card so that it's sight unseen. You're gonna do something like that. So you put your hand behind your back and you say, can you put the cube on my hand, but remember the color that's on top, okay? So they're gonna remember the color that's on top. Let's say it's white, okay? You got a 1 in 6 shot right there. And so it's behind your back, and you bring it out after having done your fiddly business, and then you explain, you know, when you put this behind my back, you saw 5 sides. So just like a dice has 6 sides, a Rubik's Cube has 6 sides, you saw all of these sides, but the only side you didn't see was the side on the bottom. So that's your hidden side. So that's the side we'll use. So you use the hidden side, the side they didn't see, and then you say, let's transcribe these numbers. So you give them a pad and a paper, and you transcribe the numbers in exactly the same spot that they're in. And now what you do is you say, I want you to pick any row See, there's where your magic square comes in. Pick any row, left to right, top to bottom, diagonal. You can do whatever you want. And I want you to add those three numbers together, and I want you to write it off to the side, but keep it secret, don't show anybody. At that point, while she's writing out her number, I would bring the cube back out and re-emphasize how random this number is. I would point to any random side and say, look, see 832, you would have gotten any number, or 751, over here it's 234, 659. You would have gotten any different number. You now have a number that only you know. You scrambled the cube, you picked which row to add, and now you have a number that nobody knows but you. Then you take out the deck of cards. I say, let's see if we can find your card. See, now they don't know that I know where it is. So there's a magic trick in and of itself that I'm finding their card, right? So I'm dealing the cards and I'm counting them out loud up to the magic square number. And on the last number, I turn it over. I say, is that your card? They say yes. I say, how many cards was that? They say, 16, 17, whatever the magic number is. And I say, and what number did you get on your pad? And they say the same one, and it matches. That's a good reveal for an audience because the audience doesn't know what she wrote down. So there's a reveal where I show the card. And then there's a second reveal where the number matches. If we're gonna do this for a single spectator and there's no audience, then I would make the reveal the card and I would ask her for the number. So that would become more of an any card to any number when I say, okay, what number did you get? She'd say 15, I say, okay, and then we count down to 15 and then there's your card. She already knows that it's 15, so I think the first routine works best for an audience, second routine works best for one-on-one. So I hope that helps. Like I said, this video is just for you guys. Don't share this with anybody. Give me your thoughts below and tell me what you think. Thanks, bye.